on, y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Keto Savage Kitchen. I am Robert Sykes. This is my lovely wife,
Crystal Sykes.
Crystal Sykes, and today's episode is going to be about making the No-Oatmeal, which is the no-oatmeal recipe. The no crazy carbs or anything like that. There's some fiber, lots of fiber. One of the benefits of this recipe is like if you first start keto or you first start carnivore and you're coming from a diet high in carbs, high in fiber, there's an adjustment period in which your digestive tract may be, you might need to get the pipes flowing, so to speak. So this recipe is really good for that because you get a lot of fiber in this recipe. I wouldn't necessarily make it a daily staple, but if you need to give some variety, get some different textures, get things moving, this is always a good option.
Yep.
You ready?
Yes, ready.
So what we got?
So we have 1 cup of water. We have 1 tablespoon of the chia seeds. We have 2 tablespoons of ground flax, and we have 2 tablespoons of the hemp hearts. Don't know why I can never remember that it's hearts. And then 1 tablespoon of butter. These are the different brands that we have. You can really purchase whatever brand as long as it's a clean quality source.
And we're gonna just go ahead and get the water raised to a boil. So throw that on the stove if you will, please.
Alrighty. Alright, so the water did come to a boil, and now we're just gonna add all of these except the butter into the pot.
You wanna stir while I ever so gently sprinkle this in here?
You can
No,
throw it in.
It'll clump. This is pro tip right here. If you throw it all in at once, it'll clump together.
Okay, apparently I don't know things.
Pro tip.
And the point of this piece right here is that the chia seeds will kind of congeal a little bit. You want everything to kind of thicken to be more of a oatmeal consistency.
Now we're gonna put this back on the heat and just kind of simmer it. We don't need to necessarily boil it, but just simmer it while we're stirring continuously for that flax and chia to congeal and thicken.
All right.
So this is thickened up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and throw that butter in so it can melt while it's still hot. And all the macros on the website are based off of just the base of this, so what you see in here currently. However, this is super versatile, so you can throw whatever you want to on top.
You can eat it as is.
You can put some keto brick on there. You can put some baking cocoa powder on there. We're gonna sprinkle some almond butter on there.
If you like sweetener, you can add some sort of sweetener or
Lily's chocolate chips.
Yep.
A little splash of heavy cream. You can make it do whatever you want it to do.
All right, that butter is just about melted.
You wanna put it in the bowl?
Yes.
Go on. Alright, so we're gonna throw some almond butter on there. Let that mix in here. And put some chocolate chips on there.
Put that on there.
Some sprinkle of this.
Yeah. Ooh, you should definitely use a spoon. Just a couple of chocolate chips. Woo!
Boom. Should we put a little splash of heavy cream in there too?
Sure. Just get it nice and thick, like.
Nice.
Looks delicious.
Looks
I'm ready to dive
delicious.
in.
We'll let this cool for just one more second before we dive in here. All right, it is cooled down and ready to dive into.
It looks so good. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything in there.
A little bit of everything. Chocolate chips are all melting together.
Ooh. Ready?
There we go. You like it?
I think you get more of just the.
The reason I like this recipe is because the texture is something that you're not gonna be able to get from like a steak. Like it's total different texture. And when you remove all the carbs from your life, sometimes you crave some different textures that you don't get from the carbs. So this is a good way to answer that craving for a different texture than you get from the meat.
Yeah, and the chia seeds is what is the more like the part of it that more congeals. So if you don't really like that type of texture, you can skip the chia seeds and add more flax or more hemp hearts, or even like a coconut shreds or something like that. But I like that it makes it thicker. You can actually get in a lot more volume than you can with a lot of other things. So I like it a lot. It's delicious. I'm ready to have some more.
So, for the full details on the macronutrient breakdown, check out the website at ketosavage.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you truly want to up your savage recipes.